Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Rink 8 at the New England Sports Center for Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne, girls varsity co-op hockey. As today we have a TVL matchup between the 15-0-1 Westwood Wolverines and the 9-6-1 Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne Hillers. Tom Nappy alongside a very special guest, Morgan Donahue from WMC-TV, Westwood Media Center. Morgan, great to have you for what should be a great game out there today.
Absolutely, Tom. Thanks so much for having me. We've had a fantastic week together of collaboration, and culminating into today's game. Two top teams in the TVL girls hockey. Very excited about it. Two teams in the top 20 in Division II MIAA power rankings, and also a sign of things to come. Two teams with very talented youth. 8th graders that are doing some fantastic things on both teams. And in the first game that these two played, I called it in Westwood and was just blown away by the play of, is it Jane Welsh, the goaltender for the Hillers?
Emily Coito.
Coito, yes, it was Coito. And also McPherson, two tremendous 8th graders. And we'll talk about some of the Westwood ones after the playing of the national anthem and intros.
Absolutely. Let's send it down to rink side for the opening. All right, there you have it, the introduction and the national anthem, and we are just about ready to get things going here at New England Sports Center. So we're in a bit of a different rink tonight. We're typically in rink 1, but today it is rink 8 for both games. We'll have the girls game and then the boys game later at 6:30. I understand there's a big tournament going on, a big youth tournament here at the New England Sports Center, and I'll tell you, Morgan, it was a bit of a hassle finding a parking spot out there today.
Well, you guys did a terrific job with the setup, Tom. You are a very talented person. Not only, terrific on the camera, in front of the camera, but the setup, unbelievable. Getting everything set up.
You're gonna make me blush.
This rink here reminds me of when you were crushing it during COVID, doing all those games. This seems like the rink that you were calling many of those games on.
Absolutely. We are just about ready to get things going. Lucy Jean up against Kate Sullivan, and we are underway. Hopkinton in their home white jerseys, Westwood in the dark green, and the Wolverines controlling their defensive zone. Both of these teams just getting off a big win. Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne got a 3-2 win over Norwood this past Wednesday. And Morgan, I had the privilege of calling Westwood and Medfield with you. What a game that was.
Big time. The third period was a difference maker in that game. Medfield, what a talented team. Norwood beat Medfield. And then Hopkinton, a game later, beat Norwood. So Hopkinton getting better and better, and they've been a team that has been a very, very tough game for every single team that's played them in the TVL this year.
Yeah, they really have gotten better and better, and you know, they were very young coming into the season. I mean, their key player is Emily Coito. Their goaltender is in 8th grade. And then, of course, you got Kelsey McPherson, also an 8th grader. But I'll tell you, they play like they're seniors in high school. They're unbelievable.
I can't tell you how many times I said, "Save by Coito" in the Westwood game. Westwood got the win in the first game they both played. It was January 4th. Westwood got the 4-0 win.
Approaching is McPherson, trying to get around the defender towards the net. She goes, sends it over, and she was trying to hit Hennigan, just waiting at the side of the net. There's a good pass. Westwood defense quick to deter that pass, and here comes the Wolverines. Erin Gannon with it approaching. A shot from the high slot, and it's wrapped up by Coito.
Just want to say, I mean, McPherson, so impressive. I mean, the skating ability she has there, but just as impressive to me, what a high hockey IQ to change the angles, to get the shot to the net. It went through. I mean, that was a really good opportunity here early on in the game just by her high hockey IQ of getting it to the net.
Absolutely. And she had a goal the other night, Erin Gannon, if I'm not mistaken.
She did, on a tip from Liz Levering. Keep an eye on her, number 4 at the point. Amazing shot for the Wolverines. She's only an 8th grader herself.
I'll tell you, for Westwood to do what they did at Medfield in that third period, that was really impressive. And that's sent off the side of the net, out in front.
There's Levering.
And misfire from the left circle by Levering. She would have liked to get a little more under that one. And fired now from the right side by Fallon Campbell wide. Into the corner it goes, trying to dig it out Conley. And it's going to be intercepted by McPherson. McPherson racing up the ice. Here she goes.
McPherson, her game is really dictated on that neutral zone. She gets her speed going in the neutral zone where she really closes in on the D very quickly when she gathers her speed there.
Well, one of the things that this Westwood team has, and pretty much more than most other teams in the TVL, strong numbers. Approaching backhander, and it's put in.
Sullivan.
And that is going to be a Kate Sullivan goal for Westwood at 12:21 left to go in the first period.
So Sullivan, senior captain for the Wolverines. She is one of the most, probably will be the most decorated player at Westwood High School by when it's all said and done. She's got obviously some games left and then playoffs. She is approaching my sister's scoring record for the girls, Westwood girls hockey. 180 points, and she is getting very close to it, and will most likely beat it with the pace that she's on.
Well, she had a nice move there to get around the defender and race up to the net and drop it in. See if the Hillers can respond. Here comes Jean.
A great back check by Sullivan. I mean, that's, as a leader, you got to do those things. The selfless things of getting back in the play to play defense. It's not always about scoring goals.
Gunn puts it off the boards as Westwood looks to clear the zone along the near side. Ash, McPherson trying to get in there and take it away. Jean with the steal.
Nice play there by Jean. Great stick there to get the turnover and go the other way.
One thing this Hiller team has gotten a lot better at as the season has gone on is attacking the puck.
Yes.
Not giving up a whole lot of space. That was one of the kinks they had to work out early in the year. Wow, what a shot! Kate Sullivan just rips it in.
What a shot. I mean, she showed on the first goal the move, and then the shot there. That was a turnover by Westwood, so it was a great pass by Presley. Presley, another impressive player. She's a freshman for the Wolverines. You think, oh, she's young. No, she played last year as an 8th grader. So as a freshman, she's got the at-bats of like a junior with all the time in games that she's played in already as a Wolverine.
There was no stopping that one.
No, she picked the corner, and just a heck of a shot.
That was a Wayne Gretzky kind of shot. Along the far side, sent over. And Lemnicki moves it up the ice.
This will be a good see what Hopkins can do with the response.
Yeah,
they have the power. They have the players to do it.
This is the kind of matchup you want at this point in the season. Obviously, Westwood, one of the best around, best in the state. But you're going into the playoffs. You're going to have tough matchup after tough matchup.
Yeah.
So this is really a game that you can learn a lot of valuable lessons.
Absolutely.
Along the near side, coming out with it, McPherson. Here she goes.
What a move.
McPherson into the neutral zone, bangs it off the far side board.
The whole time, Tom, she's got her head up. most of the kids, even everyone, I'd say 90% of the kids at the high school level, they're stick handling with their head down. They're looking at the puck. She has her head up. She sees the options in front of her. Very impressive.
Coming out with it from the corner is Gannon. Along the far side she goes. A knock there delivered by Hennigan as the Hillers race up the near side. Westwood gets it back. Here comes Conley. Conley with a wrister off the glass. Along the corner, Marino sends it across. And now out in front. And a shot there and a stop by Coito.
So Connolly, who typically plays defense, playing a little forward right now. So getting her in the mix. One of the impressive things about the Wolverines this year, depth. They have 3 forward lines. They have 6D that they roll. And I think that was the difference maker come third period, Tom, in that Medfield game was, Westwood had a little extra in the tank because of the depth.
I think the point you just touched on was the one I started touching on before we had some action that I had to get to. But yes, depth. That's one thing that Westwood has. Very strong numbers, and they have more depth than most teams. And that really is a valuable asset because especially with the amount of skill players on this Westwood team, they can tire opponents out.
Yep.
Arthur sends a saucer, and it's in! Callie Arthur! What a shot that was!
The old saying, Tom, good things happen when you throw the puck on net. And what a goal. Shot that from in between the blue line and the red line and found the back of the net.
Someone call the paranormal investigators. I just saw a saucer fly by.
That was an unidentified puck right there.
A 2-1 game.
So there's the answer. You want to see an answer from the Hillers. They got it right there. They cut Westwood's lead in half just with that goal.
Along the near side. One thing I like about this rink, when they're along the boards on the near side, they're right in front of us.
Right in front of you, yeah. It's like the old garden.
We're standing on top of them. Coming out from the corner, Sullivan, she's diverted. Jammed up along the corner now. Shot from the left circle off the back of the net. Sullivan bangs it off the wall. Pass up towards the zone. Sent back down by Cholera. Sent to the corner. Sullivan trying to dig it out. Sends it out in front. Goes all the way to the blue line. Chevery sends that just wide of the net. And now coming out with it for the Hillers was Barroso. She's diverted, but picking up the slack is Hennigan. Hennigan approaching around the defender, takes a shot, and it's wrapped up.
You're going to get a penalty on Westwood. I believe it's going to be on Liz Levering.
And that was a good save by Naomi Sherman.
That was a great save. That was a great move.
And what a job your goaltender has done this year, Naomi Sherman.
She has. So she's jumped in she's stepped in for Jen Lynn, who's been battling some injuries. Good to see Jen Lynn. She's on the bench today. And, she's been a big piece for the Wolverines the last couple of years. And Sherman, terrific job jumping in and getting a couple shutouts, getting some big wins for the Wolverines.
Absolutely. So Hiller's on the power play for the next 2 minutes. That is sent up towards Jean, and Arthur going to send it near side. Rivera contesting Gannon. And here goes Rivera. Savannah Rivera puts that off a defender.
Nice
puck deflects back.
That was Campbell on the block shot for Westwood.
Jean along the board, sent back down by Gaughan. A little bit of back and forth action going on as Hennigan sends it back to the neutral zone. Savannah Rivera puts that one wide of the net as the Hillers make a couple changes.
So a good start for Westwood on that penalty kill. They're able to get 45 seconds off the clock by just making it difficult on those entries. Entries are the hardest part of the power plays for a team to get that in and start trying to move that puck around. When you get a team that makes it disruptive, it's hard to get a flow going.
And the puck was just absolutely jammed into those far side boards.
So delayed offside call that is ultimately called offside.
54 seconds left on the power play, 7:15 left to go in the first period. It's been a very successful PK so far for Westwood.
And Westwood going to bring out Kate Sullivan and Abby Presley as the penalty killing forwards. They got Themistocles and Ash, who's typically a forward, playing D on the penalty kill. She's you know, every now and then Westwood can create some great offense on the penalty kill when they got 3 out of the 4 players as forwards.
McPherson sends that to the corner, sent back up the boards by Ash, and now sent to the end boards by Hennigan. Hiller's trying to dig it out, coming out with it. Barroso takes it to the corner where she's contested. And there's a backhander towards the net, and it's wrapped up by Sherman. And that's one thing that the Hillers have gotten good at. They struggled to get the puck on net earlier in the season, but they've been a lot more aggressive just getting the puck to the net, and that's led to a lot more goals for this team.
They did a good job there with the setup, though. You have your options now, and they were in good positions to move it and get some good looks at the net. So I like what I saw there, where they were able to set up the power play formation.
Wolverines looking to approach, and a good stop by Gunn.
Penalty going to be called on Hopkinton now.
Yeah, looks like we're going to get a trip here.
So number 9 for the Wolverines, she's an 8th grader as well. So Bridget Lewis, her brother was Nolan Lewis, who had the game winner in the boys game versus Hopkinton the other day.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
I apologize. I was yelling very, very loud. And
I can't say I blame you.
No. But, hey, if the tables were reversed, I hope you would do the exact same.
Oh, absolutely. I'd probably do it a little louder. Callie Arthur sent to the penalty box, so it's 4-on-4 for the next 15 seconds, and then Wolverines will have the advantage.
4-on-4s are fun to watch because the ice is open now.
There's McPherson racing up the far side, gets around a defender, shot from the right circle, it's in! Kelsey McPherson ties the game at 2, and that'll go down as a shorthanded goal.
I was saying is 4-on-4 is good when you have skill players because it opens up the ice. She had a little bit more room to work with there and made some terrific moves, and what a finish. Goes bar down to tie it up at 2. What a tremendous player she is, and she is only an 8th grader. You got to be kidding me. She is a problem in the Tri-Valley League.
A problem for you, good for us.
Yes.
Yeah, McPherson, you do not want to let her get into open space. She will do some damage.
Her brother did a lot of damage playing for the boys team for a bunch of years as well.
Yes.
And the dad, too, as a coach.
Absolutely.
Great coach.
And hello to Coach McPherson if you're watching.
Shout out.
Along the far side, Livy Hicks trying to dig it out of the corner, takes a hit from Barroso. And they just kind of collided right in that corner.
She gets up. Good to see her back on her feet. A minute left on the power play. Wolverines trying to get some movement going.
And there's a shot off the defender, deflected by Cholera. Jean along the end boards, trying to dig it out of the corner, moves it up towards Barroso. Into the neutral zone, spinning into Westwood territory. Tracking it down is Levering. Sends it up to Lewis. Leaves it behind, back to Levering. Now along the near side, Gannon. Gannon and Rivera meeting up. And McPherson deflects it back to the neutral zone. Putting it up the far side boards is Beeler. And we are going to get an offsides, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to say icing, but they're still on the penalty kill, so it's got to be a delayed offside that they just whistled down.
18 seconds left to go on the Hiller penalty kill.
You know what it was? It was an icing, but it was a mistake. So we'll probably see the face-off. Are they going to move the face-off to center ice? Yeah, so that's typically where they do face-offs when an official made a mistake. So the official called an icing, not remembering that the Hillers are on the penalty kill still.
Well, officials make mistakes sometimes.
Yes.
That's okay.
No one's perfect.
They should give him a penalty shot, though. Here goes Sullivan towards the end boards. Sends it to the corner.
Oh, great.
And that was a great interception.
Pick-off there by McPherson.
Certainly was. Ash was looking for Presley, waiting at the corner of the net. And that is sent up the wall by Marino.
We are all even now. The penalty is expired. 5-on-5.
Deflected by Coito. Along the near side we go, and Hicks gonna wrap it around. Putting it towards the net there was Conley. McPherson, they intercept. That one gets by McPherson, but
Good job by
Colorado
Hicks.
able to divert it. Now back along the end boards. Lewis trying to come out with it, sends it to the right circle, and that
Good shot by Hicks.
it was deflected by a defender.
And a great save by Cueto. Or great deflection.
Hillers staying in tight defensively. They don't want to give these very good Westwood shooters much open space to work with, as that is sent into Westwood territory, and we'll have an icing at 3:31 left to go in the first period.
So Westwood goes up 2. Hillers get the next 2. They punch Westwood right back, with those 2 goals. So be interesting to see, how do you answer? Or if you're Hopkinton, how do you get the next one? The next goal is huge.
Absolutely.
It's huge momentum-wise. Both teams have had their swing. Who's going to get the next one?
Barroso up against Hicks on the face-off. Sent out from the far side to the end boards by Levering. Digging it out, Lewis. Lewis sends it back to the end board. Gannon coming out with it. Gannon sends it top of the circle. A shot by
net, yeah.
Levering, and it's into the siding of the net.
So this is great work by the Wolverines, because what they're doing right now, cycling the puck. If you don't have a good look, this is what they're doing to maintain the possession. So you don't want to give up a free puck for the Hillers to go the other way. You're moving it around, looking for your best option, and then taking that puck to the net. And creates great offense by being patient like that.
That shot punched away by Coito off the stick of Levering. Shot from the right circle now, off a defender it goes. That from the stick of Hughes. Hughes looking to approach. Once again, Rister, deflected, and it is in! And was that all Hughes, or did Conley get a touch on that?
That's a great call. I don't think we'll know till after the game, but we'll have to check out the replay here.
Well,
Hughes had the shot, and it went right up in the air, and we could see it kind of going end over end. Ended up in the net, but I don't know where the deflection came off of, if it was off a Hiller player or a Westwood player.
We are set for a face-off at 2:52 left to go, and I believe Conley got a touch on that with the stick.
Wow. So Connolly then with the goal. Big goal. Westwood getting the next one after the Hillers are able to tie it up.
We've had a couple wild deflections in this game.
I feel we're gonna have a barn burner here. A lot of great offense on both teams.
It usually is when these two teams meet up. Anything Hopkinton Westwood's
And
typically
anytime
a
you're
barn
on
burner.
rink 8, it's something special is gonna happen.
Right.
It's I had to bring my passport to get over, and my map quest just to figure out where rink 8 was. Found it, and I knew there was gonna be some good hockey going on over here.
Absolutely, that one's sent out. I guess both teams have a bit of an advantage because neither of them are very used to this rink.
Yeah, there's no, kind of negates the home ice advantage a little bit if you're the Hillers.
Now, they may practice here, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well.
Along the near side, stopped by Gahn, who sends it back down.
Practicing where you play, though, does help, where the bounces. Especially on those, when you rim a puck around and on the left side, occasionally it comes right out in the middle of the ice. The Bruins do that from time to time. That overtime winner for Pasternak, when they rimmed it around, he knew there was maybe an opportunity that he was going to get a puck in the center of the ice the way that he did.
Absolutely. Hicks on the faceoff there with Barroso along the far side boards. Sent out by Rivera.
Great decision there
along
by
the near side, Carolyn with it, and Hennigan losing a little bit of control there, sliding into the near side boards. She's up and seems to be okay, fortunately. Hillers working their way into Westwood territory. Rivera doing battle. It's taken away by Lewis, who sends it up. Cholera there to intercept. Over to the near side. Trying to dig it out now is Gannon up against Lubnicki. Gannon takes a shot, turned away, and then off the rebound.
That goal in the back, it looked like it went in.
I thought it might have went in, but did she glove it?
I thought that went.
I guess
it's in the net. Yeah, it's in the net.
Yeah, I think that's in.
It was odd.
Or did they wave it off?
I think it's a goal. It's just no. Waved it off.
The net might have become dislodged, which would wave off the goal. So they did wave it off. A big break there for the Hillers. You know, we left that net a little extra loose.
I tell you what, Westwood boys played Holliston Ashland. Net came off about 6-7 times. There must be some special agreement amongst the goalies in these rinks that you have that as the fallback.
Right.
All kidding.
Jean approaching, putting on the moves, into the right circle, takes a shot, and it's a save by Sherman.
Good save there by Sherman.
And Lucy Jean, she's another one you got to look out for.
Yeah, you mentioned her in the first game, and she was very much impressive as well. And she's on the oldest, so she's a junior, one of the leaders for the Hillers. There's a lot on both teams. You have captains, but then you also have players that are leaders.
Right.
In addition to the captains, Hicks would be one of those that I would say for the Wolverines. You know, as well as some of the defensemen like Carolyn, Campbell. You know, leaders that don't have the C necessarily.
What a battle along the corner we got here.
Absolutely.
Puck just locked in.
Well, rugby scrum.
15 seconds left, and we'll get that broken up.
See, that's a great play for Westwood because you're just trying to get the clock to tick off, get out of the period unscathed. Get out of period up 3-2. That's how you want to. You don't want any more goals. Because, you know, the vulnerable minute we talk about, Tom.
Deflected back to McPherson. She'll put it wide of the net. Levering sending it up. Westwood looking for a breakaway. Here comes Sullivan, and she's contested in the right circle by Jean. And that'll do it. What a first period it was.
Absolutely.
2 goals for Westwood, 2 goals for Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne. And then at 2:52 left to go, Conley made it a 3-2 game. Justine Conley off the Avery Hughes shot, off the deflection. Conley able to get a piece of it and deflect it up over the goaltender's shoulder and into the net on an absolutely wild goal. But Morgan, it's been a very wild game so far.
You know what? So now this is really where you see the coaching aspect have an impact on the game. You've seen both teams. And now you got to make adjustments. And I think where Westwood needs to make an adjustment is McPherson is a force out there. You're going to need some of those forwards to back check and get, shadow her. So when she's trying to get back in the play and make moves, you're going to have to take away some of that space, get pucks, get sticks on pucks, especially, and know where she is on the ice when she's on the ice. I think that's an adjustment that Westwood needs to make because she's a difference maker.
Absolutely. So we'll see what adjustments both these teams make, and we'll have the second period in just a few minutes. But coming up, we'll have some of the latest Hopkinton Hiller highlights. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Dover Sherborne Girls Varsity Hockey on HCAM. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by Bill's Pizzeria Kitchen and Grill, located at 14 Main Street. Find them online at mybillspizza.com. This program is brought to you in part by tvlsports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at tvlsports.net. tvlsports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. On Monday, January 27th, Hopkinton Hiller boys hockey hosted Algonquin. It was a 2-2 game heading into the third period. Liz Lamontague. Algonquin pursuing once again. Another shot. Puck is loose and it's put in. Algonquin just burying the Hillers with pressure right now. 1:13 left to go. Over to win. Pedroli. Shot in! It's a score for the Hillers. Matt Pedroli. To the near side, sent to the slot, and that shot turned away. Pedroli along the left wing, gets it down, sent across by Wynn, and hoping for the one-timer there was DaCosta. And now sent out in front of the net. In the high slot, and it's tied up! Matt Pedroli again! 5 minutes on the clock, and we are ready for overtime. couple of late penalties by Algonquin. A 5-minute major for a blatant trip on Meschizin. And an additional 2-minute penalty. Hillers had a 2-man advantage, took advantage of that with a Pedroli goal. And they still remain on the power play. So it's a 4-on-3 situation right now. And we will play on. And we're going to have a penalty shot. It's going to be Jack Resnick on a penalty shot. Approaching, takes it, and it's a save by Robbins. Costa gets it over to Win. From the top of the circle, out in front, puck is loose. Battle for it. There's a shot by Pedroli, and the Hillers win! Matt Pedroli rings it in. And the Hopkinton Hillers overcome a 2-goal deficit with just over a minute left. Come all the way back and win it with 1:55 left to go in overtime. Unbelievable. Matt Pedroli scores both goals in the third period and the game winner in overtime to give the Hillers the come from behind 5-4 win. Hopkinton improves to 5-6-2. Algonquin falls to 5-5-2. On Tuesday, January 28th, Hiller boys basketball hosted Dover Sherborne. The Blue Raiders led the Hillers 51-49 heading into the fourth quarter.
3 attempts. Got it! Wow. Thomas Kearney with his first bucket of the second half.
Senior captain, that's big.
He has 16 points tonight.
Oh, that's a sweet move right there.
Nice move there, Marcinowski. Yes! James Marcinowski with another strong finish. Gets it over. 3 from the corner, and it's good. Julian Mariano.
Dover Sherborne outscores the Hillers in the fourth quarter 17-13 and take the 68-62 win. DS improves to 5-9. Hillers fall to 9-4. On Wednesday, January 29th, Hiller Wrestling battled Ashland in their annual Coaches vs. Cancer match. Here's a look. Ashland took the win 41-35 in a very close match. Also on Wednesday, January 29th, Hiller Swimming took on Ashland Holliston. Ashland Holliston took the win in a close meet. And to conclude the busy Wednesday night, Hiller girls hockey hosted Gloucester. Hillers led 2-1 heading into the third period.
Escaping with it, McPherson. There she comes. McPherson driving in, backhander, and count it. A beauty of a drive up the ice. And McPherson gets the job done. Another score for the Hillers at 11:52 left to go in the third period. Looking to work her way into Hiller territories Ward. Here comes the Fisherman. There's a shot and it's in. Top shelf on that one. Stole it away. Hillers have it. McPherson putting on the moves. Approaching. Backhander. And it is going to be another score for the Hillers.
After the Hillers fall behind, Kelsey McPherson strikes for a pair and leads the Hillers to the 4-2 win. On Thursday, January 30th, Hiller Alpine Ski hit the slopes.
Time for number 117, Finney at Luton, 29.65. On the red course, number 817, Will Spinelli from Hopkinton. 29.33 on the blue course, number 918, Lily Dot. From Algonquin.
Be sure to catch Hiller Alpine Ski, airing on HCAM Thursday evenings at 6:30 p.m.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toon Time has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toon Time, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Welcome back into the New England Sports Center as we are just about ready for the second period. Tom Nappy alongside Morgan Donahue on the call. A 3-2 Westwood lead as we enter the second frame. It's been a bit of a wild game so far. It started off with a couple early goals from Kate Sullivan for Westwood at 12:21 and 11:24. And then at 9:24 left to go, Callie Arthur had the first Hiller goal. Then at 6:16, Kelsey McPherson, nice breakaway and a score. She got past Sherman. And then at 2:52, a crazy deflection off an Avery Hughes shot. Goes off the stick of Justine Conley into the net, makes it a 3-2 game, and here we are entering the second period.
You data analyst over here with all the markings of the goals, when they happen, the order. Very impressive, Tom.
No, I just have the time and the score written.
Sounded so eloquently, though. That was well done.
Oh, thank you. As we mentioned earlier, Naomi Sherman and Emily Coito, your goaltender matchup, both 8th graders.
A battle of 8th grade goaltenders. Probably the most important position on the ice, too. So it's very impressive. The confidence and, just brave.
But if you didn't know they were in 8th grade, you'd think you're experienced seniors.
You wouldn't tell. This is something that has been so impressive to me, is the poise from these kids. It is so intimidating to play with kids older than you. And, if you're a freshman, that's one thing. When you're 8th grade, that's another year. You kidding me?
Sullivan sends it to the right circle. There's a shot turned away by Coito. That was off the stick of Ash. Along the near side corner, jammed up, battle for it. Puck squirts out. Jean puts it towards the end boards. Jean putting on the moves, trying to work up the ice, sends it over towards Beeler. Beeler gets into a collision along the boards with Carolyn. And Jean now looking to approach.
What a special player Jean is in her own defensive zone. She was just creating some space to be able to break it out herself. I mean, very, 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 very special player.
She's been on this team since she was a freshman, and she's been unbelievable all 4 years.
So she is one of the emotional leaders and also, leads by example type player.
Kate Sullivan, or that was Abby Presley rather, trying to pull a sneaky one. Was creeping in towards the net, but Coito able to cover it up. On the face-off, Maddie Barroso up against Livy Hicks. And McPherson says, I'll take that.
Right
Here
off
she
the
comes.
draw.
McPherson up the near side. And a couple Wolverines immediately contest her.
Great job by Levering. That was an 8th grader on 8th grader play there. And Levering looking to get her feet moving here in the neutral zone.
Levering going to be contested, sent back up by Arthur. A lot of back and forth in this game.
Yes.
Back to Westwood territory, sent over by Fallon Campbell. Gannon along the boards. Along with Hicks, Gannon racing up the ice. Into the right circle, wrister, glove save, Coito.
That's a great play by Gannon. You know, hey, throw it on net. You know, even if the glove, now you can get a change here, also Westwood great on faceoffs, so it's an advantage even when you're getting faceoffs and they tie it up. You can win a faceoff, get a quick shot on net, set up the offense again, and they do. They get a nice quick win here. Shot from the point.
There's a shot to the end boards. It goes along the corner. Arthur trying to dig it out, sends it up into the neutral zone. And now here comes Hennigan. Hennigan going to be contested by Marino. Taking the puck,
They're gonna get
Conley.
a penalty. We got roughing between Marino and
getting a little chippy there.
looks like Marino and Hennigan.
Yeah, Hennigan, yeah. Looks like they're both going to go.
So you know it's an emotional game. No different than when we've called the boys Hopkinton and Westwood games. A lot of emotions in those games.
Oh, absolutely.
The hitting started to pick up pretty pretty heavily later in that game versus Westwood Hopkinton the other day.
It did. Yeah, that was a great game. Tough physical game, and you know, Westwood went ahead early, but Hopkinton didn't give up, got back into it, sent it to overtime, but that unfortunate penalty right towards the end of the third period.
Helped.
Absolutely.
Because you then go from 5-on-4 to 4-on-3, and that helps a ton when you have that much more ice.
Here comes Sullivan. Sullivan sends it over towards the slot and deflected away by Beeler. Along the boards, Ash sends it back towards the slot. Backhander just wide by Presley.
I like how Ash didn't rush to make that move. She brought her head up, looked for the options, and then made a nice pass to Presley.
Out in front of the net, a shot there, turned away by Coito.
What a save on the paddle by Coito.
Sullivan on that last shot. Along the near side, sent up by Levering, and now puck sent out. Levering with a shot turned away. And the Hillers trying to get it out of the danger zone.
Coito.
And the puck deflects towards the end boards. That's sent over. Westwood trying to attack the net. That shot turned away as trying to sneak in from the side was Sullivan. Off the boards to Sullivan. Sullivan bringing it around to the right circle. Wrister.
What a series of saves by Coito.
That was a rapid shot, but a rapid glove save by Coito.
So there was a couple things. You know, she had some great saves on one-timers. Westwood was trying to find the lower corners there. Then they were trying to stuff it on the, inside the post. She had the pad firmly set up there, and then a great glove save there from the point. She's been, probably one of the best, if not the best goaltender in the TVL this year. And she isn't even at Hopkinton High School yet. I joked around with Matt Gillis, the athletic director at Westwood. I go, you got all these great players in Westwood, and you don't even see them walking down the hallways during the school day, they're down the street at Thurston Middle School.
Towards the point, sent to the far side. McPherson racing up the ice. Gets away from the defender, into the left circle, takes a shot, and its puck is still alive. And the goal being waved off. I think the net came dislodged.
So here's an example of how high Kelsey McPherson's IQ is. So she toe dragged that puck in to get a better angle, to also keep that puck away from Westwood's stick, to get a tremendous shot on net. The puck was still loose. Westwood lucky there where the official blew the whistle with it still loose.
Barroso up against Sullivan. McPherson with a wrister, and Sherman able to pin it between her leg pads. We'll have another face-off. 11:26 left to go in the second period. Ooh, coming up the near side now.
Westwood going to go on a power play.
Yeah, looks like they're going to get the Hillers for a trip.
And I think it's going to be McPherson too, which is, you know, not someone you want to have in the box when you're trying to kill a penalty.
It will be, yeah. So McPherson will take a seat, and Westwood is going on the power play for the next 2 minutes. And the Hillers will not have their biggest scoring threat for that 2 minutes. Maddie Barroso up against Kate Sullivan on the faceoff. Along the end boards. That pass deflected as Presley tries to send it out. Now in front, and it is going to be covered up by Coito.
Themistocles there getting a couple whacks on that in front of the net. She's a defenseman. That would have been a huge goal by Ava. One of the leaders for the Wolverines, one of the captains.
You know, that's what a lot of teams like to do when you have the man advantage. You send a defensive player up there. Along the far side boards, some good back and forth here. It is sent up by Lumnicki. That'll burn some of this power play. Racing it back up the ice. Conley sends it over. Here comes Sullivan,
good
the captain. Into the left circle, takes the shot. Glove save, Coito.
Such a confident glove save right there. She's seen a lot of quality shots this year where that's nothing. You know, that was a heck of a shot by Sullivan on the entry. Just shows the confidence of, you know, when you're playing good competition night after night, you know, these hard shots that you think are challenging saves, not so challenging to these goaltenders that have seen a bunch of them.
Ooh, Barroso's stick got locked up for a bit. Sent over to the top of the right circle. Now back across. Ooh. Wrister from the left side, a little high there off the stick of Hicks. Along the far side now, popping it off the boards, Barroso into Westwood territory. Levering takes it.
Barroso, a tremendous defensive player for the Hillers. She's been winning a bunch of face-offs and then helping out there on the kill.
With it now, Bridget Lewis.
Good job tagging up there by the Wolverines. They were offside and then got back onside.
Smooth moves by Lewis, but shot a little high there. Along the near side now. Puck deflects back into Westwood territory. 43 seconds left on the power play. Fallon Campbell sends it over to Hicks. Hicks pops it towards the corner. Arthur trying to track it down. Westwood maintains possession. That shot deflected off the stick of Campbell and popped into the protective netting from Cholera. Will get a face-off.
Great job by the Hillers. Westwood hasn't been able to set up that power play so far, and they've done a good job of being disruptive, getting in those passing lanes where Westwood hasn't had anywhere to really move that puck.
Yeah, this Hiller team has really become a much better defensive team, and much to the credit of Coach Chin. There's a wrister, and it's going to be a score. Abby Presley.
So that goal, you got to give a big assist to Ava Themistocles. So the face-off was dropped. The puck was just sitting there. She sent that back to the defenseman, and then the shot on net. And then Presley there to bank in that rebound. That doesn't get back to the point if Themistocles doesn't go after that loose puck to send it back for a shot from the point. So if Ava doesn't get an assist on that play, you know, she was the major reason of Westwood getting that goal there.
Westwood able to take advantage of the power play. They lead it 4-2. We're now back at even strength. Sent up the ice by Hughes. Chasing it down, Arthur. Arthur trying to work it out of the corner, contested by Conley. Sends it up towards Hennigan. Here she goes. Hennigan out of Millis High School. McPherson now.
Oh, Millis part of the co-op as well. Love that.
That's right. McPherson racing in. She's diverted towards the corner.
Tremendous patience to hold on that. You freeze goalies a lot when you do that. And, I mean, she is one of the most impressive players I've seen all year.
Yeah, and just so you know, the co-ops, Hopkinton, Dover, Sherborne, Nipmuc, and Millis.
So, Nipmuc, is that what towns?
That's out of Upton.
Upton, okay. Very cool.
Hannigan trying to dig it out.
Lifelong friends being made from different towns joining this hockey team. It's awesome.
That's right. Riley Cholera out of Nipmuc, one of the key players on this Hiller team, one of the key defensemen. Along the blue line, sent to the near side by Gaughan. Here comes Hennigan. Hennigan trying to close in, pops it around.
Great job by Gannon, got in that passing lane to get the turnover.
Sent back into Hiller territory now. Arthur trying to track it down out of the corner. Sends it up the boards. Sending it over. Campbell. Just good back and forth.
Yeah, this is great hockey. It's one of the best hockey you've seen all season.
Into Hiller territory. Gone with it.
You got to give a shout out to, you mentioned, being a co-op. These girls coming from different towns, so just to go to practice and games, you got to love the game of hockey to go out of your way to be on a team that's not right down the street for you.
Absolutely. It's a big time commitment.
Yeah, and I love that. These girls love the game and they love to compete. That is awesome.
And they both want this game very badly.
Yes.
Maggie,
a lot of towns.
Ash racing in. Takes it towards the end boards. Sends it behind the net and
pass.
Trying to flick it in was Sullivan. That was just wide. Sullivan sends it out top of the circle. That shot deflected.
Blocked.
That was off the stick of
Arthur?
Themistocles.
I think Arthur with the block.
I'm not going to lie to you. That name gives me a lot of trouble. Puck squirts out along the near side now. Pass over to Presley from Sullivan. Back to Sullivan now. Takes the shot. It's sent wide. Along the far side, Conley sends it towards the corner.
Just about halfway through the second period.
A little more than halfway through.
Yeah.
6:30 and counting left to go. Sent out. Swing and a miss in front of the net. It was a good look for Presley. Jean working her way up the far side is contested. And nice job by Presley as Westwood was in the midst of a change. And puck went over right in front of the Westwood bench. And Presley says, hang on, let me finish this.
It's always a tough area. You get the too many men on the ice call when you're playing the puck around your bench. But it was smart by the oncoming player and also Presley to be on the same page there.
Conley leaves it for Marino. Conley now will take it back. Westwood will regroup. Sends it over. Themistocles sends it up.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm getting
right on the tip of your tongue now.
Along the end boards.
Ava comes from a big
battle.
hockey family. Brothers play hockey. Her uncles, hockey players as well.
I mean, that's a great hockey name.
That's a fantastic hockey. Yeah, absolutely.
Along the near side.
Father, Tom Themistocles, TT. Doesn't get better than that when you get that for a name.
Absolutely. Along the near side corner. Puck squirts out. Campbell sends it around. Nice move there by Hughes.
One of the best names as well on Westwood Parents is Maeve Hennessy's father's name, Pasquale Hennessy.
That's a great name.
Yes. Big hockey guy himself. Brockton boy, City of Champs. A lot of history over there.
It sounds like a Canadian hockey champion.
Yes.
5:02 left to go in the second period. We'll get a face-off. Puck was flipped out of play.
I know Pasquale is watching from home, so he probably get a kick out of that.
Lucy Jean up against Livy Hicks on the face-off. They're going to put the Westwood net back in place. These nets here get a lot of use.
It's definitely a little, it's like the Buffalo Wild Wings button that they have to keep the game going. They have that for the nets here.
I got one of those up here. So.
Yes.
Whenever Westwood's on a breakaway. Along the near side, sent up by Cholera. And that is a shot by Levering. And then off the deflection, a tremendous save by Coito. And that was Gannon.
Yes.
With a power shot off the deflection.
So Gannon followed the rebound. Coito went left to right to make that save. Very impressive. Great anticipation and just saw that puck well to not only make the save, but cover it up for the faceoff.
Campbell sends that one back down into Hiller territory. Nice job by her regrouping as Cholera sends it back up. Back and forth we go.
Also getting their cycling going, and that was something that when I asked them, I go, what are you looking to get out of these remaining games? Cycling the puck was one of them, where they want to be able to move the puck around, maintain possessions. Those are keys to, getting good opportunities on net and also closing games out.
Campbell sending it back down towards the end boards. Trying to come out with it is Gannon.
Gonna have a penalty coming up. It's gonna be on the Hillers.
Well, that is going to be a big opportunity for Westwood.
Yep. And that's the thing, when you're cycling the puck and the other team's chasing you around, that's when you're typically getting penalties drawn against you. So Westwood, when they mentioned they wanted to cycle the puck, they wanted to be more effective with that. Another upside of that is you get teams chasing you, and eventually, they do draw penalties by trying to get the puck off your stick.
So they call the trip on Beeler. And the Wolverines on the power play for the next 2 minutes. McPherson racing in.
Sullivan,
and
great
now
job.
Jean. Sullivan, nice job keeping possession along the end boards now. Coming out with it is Jean. She'll move it up into the neutral zone. Conley sends it across to Sullivan. Sullivan up against McPherson. How about that matchup?
Yes.
Top of the circle,
Two of the
and
very
that
best.
shot is high by Marino. Sent out in front of the net, flicked to the near side by Barroso.
Good job by the Hillers. Barroso doing it again. Tremendous, as mentioned earlier, tremendous defensive player for the Hillers. Big part of the penalty kills. It's going to be an icing for Westwood.
It will indeed be an icing, and we'll get a face-off in Westwood territory. 3:16 left to go in the second period, 1:13 left to go on the power play. And a big opportunity here for the Hillers to burn some more time off that power play. On the face-off, Maddie Barroso up against Livy Hicks. Levering takes it to the corner. She's contested, sends it up to Hicks. Hicks wrists it along the near side, and we'll get another icing.
So the Hillers doing a good job of really taking away the passing lanes for Westwood, kind of trying to thread the needle on some of these passes, which have been turning into back-to-back icings.
Kelsey McPherson up against Livy Hicks.
Looks like Barroso getting a much-earned rest.
Arthur with a shot off the defender, it goes. Pass over by Campbell. Popped off the boards by Hicks. Puck floats into Hiller territory. Jean will take it. Jean trying to work her way up the far side. Here she goes. She can fly into Westwood territory. Puck deflected.
Great stick there by Gannon.
McPherson approaching, looking for the steal, but taking it away is Gannon.
Nice move there.
Gannon closing in, takes the shot. Glove save, Coito. We'll get a face-off in the Hiller zone with 24 seconds left on the power play.
Both teams, so impressive. Just everything about it, the opportunities, shots on net, but also, when you see McPherson there getting the turnover, trying to make a couple moves, you see then Gannon able to get a nice stick on a play to Westwood to go the other way. This is like fundamental hockey that is taught that you love seeing that these kids doing.
With it now is Rivera. She'll wrist it up into Westwood territory. That'll be a good clock burner.
Yeah, 13 seconds and counting on the penalty for the Hillers.
Conley sends it across, looking to approach. Ash takes a shot, deflected. Along the near side now, here comes Jean. Jean sends it back into Westwood territory. Power play has expired. Sullivan with it. A good PK by the Hillers as Rivera pops it off the boards.
Jean and also Barroso.
McPherson looking to close in. That shot deflected. It went off of Conley. And now sent out towards the slot, turned away. Lumnicki trying to send it back into Westwood territory. Sullivan, Presley's there. Presley racing in, and she's contested by Cholera.
Great stick by Cholera, able to knock that in the corner.
McPherson now working it back up the ice.
Got some numbers, 3-on-2 for the Hillers.
Into the left circle, leaves it behind. Trying to turn it back around Barroso. Puck deflected and now sent along the end boards to Carolyn.
Campbell, such a smart move. She had that puck, she had McPherson right there. She did not panic. She moved it with some patience over to her partner to help with a nice, effective breakout.
Carolyn sends it over along the far side now. Lumnicki.
Inside a minute.
And that puck deflected, still in play. Just missed the protective netting. Nikki moves it up the far side into Westwood territory, and that'll draw an icing. 36 seconds left to go in the second period. It's been a lot more quiet scoring-wise overall in this second period.
Some good tactical defense. You know, so you see some of the adjustments being made. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you're the Hillers here, you want to win this back, put it in the corner, just put it in your skates and let 36 seconds go off the clock. You know, just eat. We used to call it eat it. Don't do anything. You don't want any turnovers, anything like that. Just put it in your skates if you can. If you can get it out of the zone, even better. But tough when you're battling, and there you go. They get it out. Nice breakout for the Hillers.
Rivera sends it over to the far side now, looking to approach his levering. 20 seconds left. Sends it to the end boards. Gone trying to send it up the ice. She's diverted. And now here comes the speedster, Lucy Jean, trying to put on a move. It's taken away. Battle along the near side between Rivera and Levering. And sent over.
That was a terrific pass.
Westwood was hoping for the buzzer beater, but out of time was Bridget Lewis, who was just waiting along the side of the net. So after 2 periods of play, it is Westwood 4, the Hillers 2. Much different second period we saw than that first period. First period, 3-2, kind of a shootout. And then in that second period, the defense came into play big time.
Yeah, so I mentioned the second period, you have the advantage of going that intermission to be able to make adjustments. Now the third period is all about what do you have left in the tank? And this is where Westwood really takes advantage of their depth, and being able to run 3 lines, 6D, where they have a lot left in the tank, and this is where they like to use that as a strength. And we'll see, how they come out. If they come out firing, hitting the ice running for the third period, with a little bit more left in the tank because of the depth.
We shall see what will happen. 15 more minutes left to play after 2 periods. It's Westwood 4, Hopkinton DS 2. You are tuned in to Hiller Girls Varsity Co-op Hockey on HCAM. Stick around for some of the latest Hiller highlights. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance.
Bay Path may have outgrown its space, but not its mission. We need your help to build a new facility that matches our capabilities and dedication. Join us and help ensure we can continue to provide exceptional care and find loving homes for animals for years and years to come. Thank you.
Thursday, January 30th, Hiller Alpine Ski hit the slopes.
Time for number 117, Finney and Luton, 29.65. On the red course, number 817, Will's Finale from Hopkinton. Time for number 530, Emily Paoloni, 41.33. On the blue course, number 918, Lily Dodd from Algonquin.
Be sure to catch Hiller Alpine Ski, airing on HCAM Thursday evenings at 6:30 p.m. On Friday, January 31st, Hiller Boys Basketball hosted Norwood. Willardson gets it over. King, and the pass out now to Dedejian, and he knocks down the 3. The feed from Canales and Dedejian with the third Hiller 3 of the game. A 9-3 Hiller lead. Larkey gets it over. It's knocked away. Willardson, quick break, off the window and in. Hopkinton led Norwood 17-9 after the first quarter. And a 10-point lead for the Hillers. 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Dearborn feeds it over to Dever, launches a 3, no good, air ball, but the putback counted. In the right spot at the right time is Connell.
Tadasian gets it over to Willardson. Willardson back out to Tadasian. Up top, King. Over to Tadasian, out to Patrice. Launches the three. Count it!
Both teams net 13 points apiece in the second quarter, and it's 30-22, Hillers leading at the half.
Feeding it up the near side, August. And a nice feed to Patrice, who has the finish. 7 points for Petit Frere. An 11-point lead for the Hillers. Along the wing, 3 attempts. No good there from Connell. Hillers have the rebound quickly into the offensive zone. Off the window goes Simulus.
Both teams go back and forth in the third quarter once again and score 10 points each. It was 40-32, Hillers leading heading into the fourth quarter.
The kick out, 3 ball. Yes! It's Simulus! What a clutch 3 that was. 8 seconds left. Driving in Dearborn for the tie. It's shot waved off. Norwood timeout. Senior trying to tie the game for the Mustangs. And he does. 2.7 seconds left. Hiller's going to have to take a buzzer beater. The pass, the shot, and it's done! Oh, wow! Miss Simulus! Miss Simulus buries it! And the Hillers are going to win! 54-51!
After an ice-cold start to the quarter, the Hillers do just enough to give Mitch Simulus the opportunity to air the game-winning 3, and he comes through in the clutch as the Hillers take the game 54-51. Hopkinton officially clinches a state tournament spot, improving to 10-4, while Norwood falls to 12-4. On Saturday, February 1st, Hiller girls hockey closed out the busy week hosting Ashland. It was a 1-0 Ashland lead heading into the third period.
Left to right across your screen. McPherson coming up the far side. Around the defender, takes a shot. Off the deflection. It's put in. Savannah Rivera. Boda into the circle. Leaves it out in front. And it's popped in. Well, a perfect setup by Ashland, and Ainsley Callahan has her second goal of the day. Take it out, 13 seconds. Puck squirts out in front of the net, into the right circle, and it's put in! Wow, Savannah Rivera! The puck was upright, just kind of floating towards the right circle. Rivera saw it, rushes over to it, and ties up the game with 8 seconds left. Unreal.
In the period, Ashland nets a pair while the Hillers net a goal, and it's 2-2, meaning this game is going to a 4-on-4 sudden death 5-minute overtime.
Can the Hillers get a buzzer beater? We shall find out. McPherson coming out with it. Sends it over. Back up to McPherson. McPherson gets it out. Sent across by Barroso. Jean with it now. Jean looking to approach. 5 seconds left. Takes a shot. Oh, wow! Lucy Jean rings it in, and the Hillers win. 3 seconds left.
Lucy Jean nets the game winner with 2.7 seconds left in overtime, and the Hillers take the come-from-behind win 3-2. Hopkinton moves to above 500 for the first time this season, improving to 7-6-1. Ashland falls to 2-9-3. It was an absolutely epic week of Hiller sports, lots of amazing comebacks, and last-second game-clinching wins. This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toontime has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toontime Saturdays at 8 and start your weekend off with a laugh.
Hello, everybody. Tom Nappy here, along with Morgan Donahue. And right now, just a little Zamboni delay. They had a Zamboni malfunction, so they're cleaning up the rest of the ice, and we'll have the third period starting momentarily at the break. It's Westwood 4, Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne 2. You are tuned in to Hopkinton, Dover Sherborne Girls Varsity Co-op Hockey on HCAM.
Bay Path may have outgrown its space, but not its mission. We need your help to build a new facility that matches our capabilities and dedication. Join us and help ensure we can continue to provide exceptional care and find loving homes for animals for years and years to come. Thank you.
Welcome back into the New England Sports Center. We are just about ready for the third period. A bit of a delay in the break there. They had a Zamboni
clean
issue.
Up on aisle center ice. There was a bunch of snow left there. And Tom, I understand we got some special viewers
Yes.
in California. So I hear Kevin Hoops Bradley, Todd Themistocles, the brother of Tom Themistocles, and the McDonoughs. Shout out from the West Coast, tuning in right now for Westwood and Hopkinton Hiller hockey.
Absolutely. I'm sure the weather is a little bit better out there as well.
Good for them. They're doing what we all wish we could do, you know, being out in the sun.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the spring season,
Yeah,
but
right around the corner.
this is a great time of year for the winter season there in the playoff time. Gene and Ash on the face-off. We are underway in the third period. For those of you just joining us, Hillers in the white, Westwood in the green. Westwood controls in the Hillers zone. Taking it around the net is Sullivan. Sends it over to the blue line. Now back to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to get it in the slot and diverted by Rivera.
Great movement by Westwood. Presley, Sullivan, Themistocles doing a great job moving that around.
Yeah, the Hillers having a tough time getting the puck away.
Shot
And
on
there's
net.
a shot out in front of the net, and Coito able to deflect it away.
2 rebounds.
It was
saves there.
Themistocles that put it towards the net.
This is where I was telling you, Tom, where Westwood having a little extra in the tank because of the depth. So right off the bat, getting the feet moving and, you know, really showing the depth with what they're able to do with their skating right now, moving the puck.
Jean worked her way up the near side. It was taken away
McPherson.
by Ash, but here's McPherson. Into the left circle, takes a shot. It's wrapped up by Sherman.
Wow, just the anticipation to know where that puck was going, getting a stick on that, and then a great look to get that shot on net. Just as impressive save by Sherman. You know, she's been able to make some big saves, keep Westwood to hold on to the lead they have right now, the 4-2 lead.
Sent across to Cholera, who sends it up into the slot, and here comes Westwood. Gannon with it. Gannon gets it over to Lewis. Into the left circle, diverted by Cholera. Along the end boards, McPherson on the takeaway. Trying to work her way up the near side. Some smooth moves there. Here she goes into Westwood territory. Takes a shot and just misses.
Rocket. She had her head up the whole time skating through that neutral zone. So impressive.
McPherson again into the left circle, and she'll pop it in off the crossbar, and in it goes.
What a player.
McPherson putting the Hillers right back in this game at 13:08 left to go in the third period.
What a difference maker. Holding on to that patience, and then to find net. She was way off to the left, and to find open net on the right side to go up in the top corner. What a finish.
4-3 game. And we'll get a redo on the face-off. Jean up against Marino. Gannon sends it to the near side. Here comes Hughes. Hughes gets it across. Oh, and a mishandle there by Conley. She had a good look.
You got a penalty coming up.
Yeah, she took a knock into the boards, and it looks
trip.
like it is going to be a trip against the Hillers. Westwood going on the power play. Cholera going to head to the penalty box. Or excuse me, Callie Arthur going to head to the penalty box.
So a good opportunity here for Westwood to answer that last goal. They're going to send Marino out. They got Marino, Presley, Ash, Sullivan, and Connolly for the power play unit.
McPherson and Marino locked up off the face-off. Puck comes out. Around the net, trying to send it over was Presley. Off the boards to Sullivan. She'll take a shot, turned away by Coito. Off the leg pad. Presley trying to dig it out. She's contested along the corner. Puck sent up the near side boards. McPherson looking for a breakaway. Here she goes. Towards the net, backhands it. And it is pinned by Sherman.
She just went through 2 players, and they did a good job of trying to tie her up too. And she was still able to advance that puck and get a puck that was still a difficult save for Sherman to make on the backhand.
Just tremendous puck handling.
Creating offense on the penalty kill is pretty impressive.
Here comes Gannon. Getting in front of her is Jean. So we see Jean looking to send it up. Deflected back by Campbell.
So Westwood
Wristed up the ice.
Westwood changed all 5 power play players. With some fresh legs now.
Along the near side now. Here comes Lewis. Shot from the blue line. Turned away by Coito. Along the corner, Jean. Jean brings it around.
The most effective breakout is if you skate it out yourself, and she did that. She made a nice move. Very impressive player. We've been saying her name all night, and she's been a key figure on the penalty kill.
Under a minute left on the power play. Levering approaching into the left circle off the crossbar. It was deflected by Coito. Went off her glove, then off the crossbar. Jean coming out with it. Jean, a swing and a miss there. And now putting it up the ice, Cholera.
Comes Levering.
Levering approaching.
She's got a
into
shot.
the slot, takes it, and it's in! What a shot by Levering!
She's a difference maker on the Wolverines. She went back to play D, had a hard stick there to keep the puck forward, keep it in front of her, and then there was enough space where I said, uh-oh, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, this is definitely space she can take, makes a nice move, allowed herself some room to make that shot and just buried it there to give the Wolverines a 2-goal lead again.
11-11 left to go, a 5-3 Westwood lead.
Tom, we are watching some of the most talented young players in the state right now.
Absolutely.
This is a game I'm going to remember for a while. This is back and forth with some of the very best in the state of Massachusetts.
And you never know, perhaps another meeting in the playoffs.
Yes, yes.
They're both in the same division. All the TVL girls teams in that Division 2 bracket.
We'll get the band back together.
That's right. Wrister, glove save.
We'll get the band back together. We'll make sure that, Todd Themistocles, the McDonald's, and Pat Pasquale Hennessy are all tuning in again.
Absolutely.
Number 1 fans of the Westwood. Westwood's so fortunate to have Hopkinton with HCAM and to be able to tune into these games. It is fantastic.
Well, you guys do a great job in Westwood as well.
Well, hey, it's fantastic when we're able to bring Tom into the booth with us, and a lot of fun and a lot of emotions too in those battles being together. It's a lot of fun.
That's right. Top of the circle, and a saucer sent to the net by Campbell.
Big block there. That was Gone, I believe. Caitlin Gone.
Yeah, I think Gone got a piece of it. Sent up the far side by Arthur.
That is winning hockey. If you're getting in front of shots, helping out your goaltender, that is part of winning hockey. You need to do that in the playoffs.
Gone along the near side, battling for it along with Avery Hughes. Puck squirts out. Barroso along the left circle.
And a block
takes a
there
shot
by
off
Marino.
a defender. It goes deflected by Marino. Now caught up behind the net. And just some good back and forth there. Coming out with it now, that is Hughes. Hughes approaching. Takes it towards the end boards as she's contested by Gone.
Oh,
sends
great
it out
pass.
off the side of the net,
what
out
a
in front.
save.
That shot turned away.
The blocker by Coito on the doorstep, too. Robbed Connolly there.
Yeah, it looked like Conley was going to have a goal. Just a tremendous save by Coito.
That was off a beautiful pass by Hughes.
Themistocles wraps it around. Dug out of the corner by Kelly, who sends it up the far side. Collected by Levering. Approaching 9 minutes left to go in this third period. Levering sends it up. Shot from the high slot, just wide by Lewis. Sent along the end boards by Hicks. Along the corner, Beeler. That pass intercepted by Levering. Looking to approach. Into the left circle, sends it over. And it's wrapped up by Coito. We'll get a face-off at 8:45 left to go in the third period.
Levering comes from a very impressive hockey family. Coached her brother, Ben. He's at Nobles right now. She has an older sister that's playing at Yale. She was a tremendous player. Played for Westwood and then Nobles as well. So a very gifted hockey family, the Leverings.
Along the far side, Cholera. Cholera pops it off
That
the
might be an
boards
icing.
into Westwood territory. We'll
Yeah.
get an icing call and a face-off at 8:37 left to go. Don't forget, folks, this isn't our only hockey game today at 6:30 p.m. We'll have Hopkinton Hiller boys senior night game as they take on the Dedham Marauders in a crucial TVL large battle. That game starts at 6:30 p.m. right here at the New England Sports Center, and we'll also be in rank 8 for that game as well. A big tournament going on this weekend here.
I'll certainly be watching that game. That's two top teams in the TVL large. Dedham had a big win over Norwood last week, so I mean this is going to be some great hockey to end out the season for TVL large opponents.
Yeah, isn't that great? I love how they put all the TVL large opponents right at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Get you ready
like the
for
NFL,
the
you know, where back in the, you had to play Buffalo at the end of the year, or Miami at the end of the year for the Patriots.
Right. Sent across by Campbell. Carolyn puts it up into Hiller territory. Cholera off the board. She goes with it.
Oh, little miscommunication there.
And taken away by Rivera. Pops it into Westwood territory as the Hillers make a change.
Smart play. Putting that deep, getting the change. You want to get some quick shifts in. That's where you really want to win the battle of attrition in the third period.
Racing up the ice, Ash takes a shot, and a glove save by Coito.
Great entry by Ash and a good low, hard shot. Those are the hardest saves for the goalie to make. And Coito is able to get down with the glove, get the glove on that, and get the face off.
Coito just looks so smooth in that.
So confident. She's unfazed by the Westwood attack.
Barroso on the faceoff for the Hillers up against Marino along the near side now. Into the corner. Some good back and forth along the near side boards. Puck sent out. And that pass intercepted by Barroso off the stick of Marino. Barroso sends it back. Off the boards goes Arthur. Marino gets it to the near side of Hughes. Hughes, top of the circle, trying to set it to the slot. Marino moves it to the corner. Arthur trying to move it back towards Westwood territory. Here's Barroso. She'll send it across.
Great angle there by Themistocles to jump on that loose puck.
Back into Westwood, into the neutral zone rather.
Another great play, creating some more space and time for the Wolverines in the neutral zone.
Hughes sends it over off the boards. Arthur deflects that one back. Campbell. And her stick getting tied up with Hennigan's there, and it looks like we're going to get a trip. I think Hennigan's going to go.
I think it was just an offside. You mentioned Marino's name earlier, Tom. And
yeah, offsides.
Marino, Westwood had Jen Lynn was out and Sherman was out. Marino played goalie, not a goalie. She got a shutout in the game versus Norwood earlier this year. It was
she's never done it before?
No, and she got an assist on a goal too. She came out of the net, moved the puck to a defenseman. The defense made a stretch pass to Sullivan, who walked in on and scored a goal. So it was, what a memory for this season with Marino and the Wolverines with that going in and getting that win and getting the shutout.
Yeah, absolutely. McPherson was trying to knock it away. That's like this Hopkinton Dover Sherborne team. They had Dylan Norrid step in and play goalie last season, and while she has played goalie in field hockey, she's never done it in ice hockey, but she did a great job.
It's a completely different sport. Not only just, it's a different sport. You're doing different movements. The balance is different. And, athleticism helps when it comes to like the glove and whatnot, but it's...
Actually, I believe she's the girl lacrosse goalie as well, so
that's
that
completely
helps.
Different, where with how you defend, but just so impressive for someone to go in and be able to do that and get it done.
Absolutely. McPherson sends it over, looking for Jean. Jean into the left circle, and that shot deflected as getting in front of her was Campbell.
Great stick by Campbell, able to get in the front of that shot attempt.
A breakaway here, and
Lewis.
Putting it off her skate was Lewis, and she was hoping to knock it in. The puck got away from her. Nice effort with the skate, however.
Yeah.
Jean comes out with it. Hiller's running out of time. 4:42 left to go.
Mike Welby, who was the head coach for a couple state championships at Westwood, his famous line was, you know, the Hillers got to beat Westwood and the clock in the third period when you have the time winding down like that.
Into the slaw. That shot turned away by Coito off the rebound. It's wrapped up.
Big save.
Huge save by Coito as Maggie Ash came in with authority.
I don't know if anything was called there, but contact in front of the net. I think it was incidental, but
I think they both kind of just tripped into each other.
What a save, though. Back-to-back stuff attempts. And Coito, it's been a brick wall.
Yeah, nope. I don't see a penalty up on the scoreboard.
They allow it. Okay. It's good old. It's some just good hard hockey going to the net. You know, it's part of the game.
But I think one of them tripped and then fell into the other one.
Just an awkward where you're.
It's slippery out there.
Oh yeah. Well, we had snow on the center of ice for 10 minutes. You know, so we had some igloos that had to be taken off the ice with some technical difficulties to the Zamboni.
That's right. 4 minutes, 12 seconds left to go. Westwood trying to keep their record perfect. Well, nearly perfect. They got a tie.
They got a tie. Medfield game, first game of the year.
But they have not lost a game all season long, which is certainly a tremendous accomplishment in this very tough Tri-Valley League. Hughes bringing it up the ice, and we're going to get an offsides.
Hughes has been a very impressive player for the Wolverines this year too. She does all the, she does all the things that don't end up on the score sheet. You know, with the entries. She's a terrific passer. She's so smart with her possessions. What a big player she's been for the Wolverines. Number 12.
Yeah, absolutely. She's had a nice game today as well.
Yes.
That shot deflected. Getting in front of it is Arthur as Gannon trying to put it towards the net. Along the near side, gone, sends it back. Sent towards McPherson, it gets by her. Back to the blue line now, Chevery. McPherson trying to take it away, sends it out. Along the far side, battling it out, Rivera. And now moving into Hiller territory, Levering. Levering taking it around the net, sends it out to the left circle.
Marino.
And shot wide there by Marino. Along the end boards now.
Marino's sister, Sasha, is a hockey player. She plays for a club team. She's going to go play at Assumption next year.
Trying to stuff it in was Conley, and it was turned away by Coito. McPherson looking for a breakaway. Putting on the moves. Puck sent up. A little too far on the pass. Levering intercepts. And we'll get an offsides.
So 2 minutes, 43 seconds. It looks like we're going to get a penalty here. I think it may be on Westwood. It is. So we're going to get a penalty to Justine Connolly. And the Hillers are going to have an opportunity to cut into the Westwood lead and get within one if they can put one in here on the power play.
2:43 left to go in the third period. Hillers are going on the power play. And it looks like we have a timeout.
Yeah.
So we'll step aside. 2:43 left to go in the third period. It's Westwood 5, the Hillers 3 on HCAM.
This program is brought to you in part by TVLsports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLsports.net. TVLsports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school.
Off the timeout, we are ready to continue on. 2:43 left to go. 2 minutes on the clock for a Hiller power play.
Hiller's
5-3 Westwood lead, so they could certainly use a quick goal here.
Hiller starting with 5, so they kept the goalie in, which I think is a smart play.
And looking for McPherson was Barroso. McPherson sends it up the near side. It was a good job getting in front of McPherson by Presley to intercept that pass. Jammed up in the corner. And taken away by Barroso. She'll bring it around. Pops it off the boards over to Arthur. Callie Arthur puts it back towards Barroso. Barroso towards Jean.
Oh, big.
And sent away by Westwood. A clock burner there.
That's why they have Ash as a forward in the back, is because she's great at those 50-50 puck battles. And Presley going 1-on-4.
And a shot from the high slot by Lewis. Glove save, Coito. Well, how about that? A nice shot there for Westwood, shorthanded.
She's so Abby Presley went in there to win a puck battle versus a couple different Hiller players, then finds Lewis to get a shot on net and a faceoff, which is big. Kill some time off the clock. This forces the Hillers to have to get an entry, which is going to take at least 15-20 seconds.
Here comes Jean, sends it across over to Barroso.
A minute left on the power play.
Into the right circle, gonna bring it around. Under a minute left to go on the Hiller power play. Puck sent up the near side boards.
Here for a hit.
And it looks like we'll be getting a penalty against the Hillers.
Yeah, you're gonna call that a body check, which you can't do at in the girls' game, which is gonna negate the Hiller power play.
So that's going to send Lucy Jean to the penalty box, and we'll be at even strength for the next 45 seconds, and then Westwood will have the advantage.
So the Hillers are going to have to, they're down 2, a minute 28 left. They're going to have to win the possession, get the red, put it deep, and they'll send Coito off to get another player on the ice to go up a player.
Into the high slot, backhander, and Coito able to wrap it up. A nice shot by Kate Sullivan.
And as you mentioned, Tom, so Hillers will have to get it into Westwood territory to get Coito off the ice. They'll go up a player until 40 seconds, then it's going to be 5-on-5. So they're going to have to get 2 goals basically going 5-on-5.
Wrister there, sent wide by Levering. Puck sent out to the right circle. Last shot diverted by Rivera.
Levering.
Loose puck, and it's popped in! Liz Levering.
Unbelievable player.
Elizabeth Levering has 2 goals in the third period.
Bobby Orr. It's got number 4. She wears number 4.
That was quite a shot.
Has similar impact that Bobby Orr had as a defenseman when it came to offense.
And that more than likely will do it.
I got to give a shout out to the Hillers. What a team we got here. And the talent, the mental toughness, of Westwood. They went down too early.
Right.
And then able to tie that up. And then they've made it a heck of a game all game long.
Well,
this is a talented team.
It's been so fun to watch this Hopkinton Dover Sherbourne co-op team improve game after game. And just, they have come a long way this season.
Yeah. It's amazing when you see teams from game 1 to towards the end of the season going to the playoffs, totally different teams.
There's a shot, and it's wrapped up by Coito. Levering with the shot there. 33 seconds left to go in this third period.
Well, Tom, just want to thank you and Tom Ritz as well. What a great day of hockey, and to be able to join you guys.
Absolutely.
Always fun.
We're so happy that you were able to join us today.
Always fun.
And we'll see you, Tuesday for basketball.
Count me in. That's going to be a big one for both Westwood and Hopkinton.
Oh, big game. Big game
Westwood
Tuesday.
coming off a big buzzer beater versus Norwood last night.
6:30 p.m. Tuesday, folks. Hopkinton versus Westwood. Boys basketball. Mark it down. It's going to be an absolute battle, and TVL title stakes.
Yes, maybe we got a little friendly wager on the line. I had to wear a Norwood hat yesterday after Norwood beat Westwood, so maybe I bring a couple extra Westwood hats for the post game.
Like
if you have a couple Hopkinton hats, we'll figure something out.
I like it. I think we just might have to do that.
Deal.
All right, it's on. Well, I mean, we got to have Hopkinton win at least one of the games we're doing this season. Set to the end boards off the stick of Conley. And a shot at the buzzer, and a nice save to close it out by Coito. as Bridget Lewis got the shot off, and that'll do it. Westwood Wolverines going to come away with the 6-3 win. Westwood now 16-0-1 on the season. Hopkinton DS falls to 9-7-1. But Morgan, what a great game it was out there. Good back and forth battle. And the Hopkinton Dover Sherborne, I mean, I'm impressed. They hung right in there with one of the best teams in the state.
It's one of the best games I've seen all year. I've covered a lot of games for Westwood, and we said this earlier, and I have a really good feeling that we're going to see these two teams come playoff time. So it's two very talented teams, two teams that are very deep, and two teams that have a lot of young talent as well that are going to see their first experience of the playoffs. And that brings out kind of a different beast when it comes to playoff performance. So looking forward to seeing that, and I have a good feeling that they'll be playing each other come late February.
Absolutely. Well, perhaps we'll see you in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Hey,
I could see.
Don't tempt me with a good time. We'll hop in the booth, gladly hop and join you.
Well, Morgan, thanks so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you on the broadcast, and I know we'll do it again very soon. But thanks so much. And thanks so much to our great cameraman, John Ritz, one of the best in the business. For John Ritz on camera, for my broadcast partner, Morgan Donahue, I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time, Westwood defeats Hopkinton Dover Sherborne by a final score of 6-3. Don't forget, Hiller Boys Hockey, 6:30 p.m. face-off against Dedham tonight, so we are not done for today, so be sure to tune in to that game. But that's going to do it for now. Thank you for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.